In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the people and the plants and the animals, and Eden, a paradise where nothing bad happened, which is where he put the people. He told them they could eat from any tree, even the tree of life, any tree except the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That tree would bring evil into the world, and evil would bring death. In typical human fashion, they ate from the tree anyways, and were kicked out of the garden. After the upsetting departure of the humans, the garden was hidden, deep in the ocean, past the midnight zone, the abyss, and even past the trenches. Outside of the garden is a city, which is built around a huge arena, which is built next to a training ground where the mer people have been training day after day for thousands of years to be the creator's last line of defense against the human urge to find the Garden of Eden and eat of the Tree of Life. All of the mer people anyways, except Amania, time to train, a voice called from the living room. Okay, we're on our way. Amania and her friend Zola were having a hermit crab race in the kitchen. Come on, Ferdinand, you can do it! Shouted Zola. Shh, whispered Amania. They don't like loud noises. Ferdinand slowly inched past Gloria and waited by the finish line for 7 long seconds. Gloria took 4 slow steps and crossed the line. Yes, whispered Amania as she swept Gloria up in her hands. I knew you were a winner. All right, Amania, it's time for training. We should hurry, we're going to be late, urged Zola as she headed for the door. You go. I'm going to take the hermit crabs back home. You better hurry, or you'll be in trouble. Again. I will, Amania said as she came out of the door and went east, opposite the direction of training. Somehow, I don't think she will, thought Zola as she swam west. At training, Zola floated at attention with the rest of her classmates, minus Amania. Today, we will have a special guest come and test your strength, speed, intellect, and your ability to ignore the empathy in your heart, said a mermaid known as the Mother. She wasn't actually anyone's mother. She was just the leader of the Guardians of Eden. As the leader, she was in charge of the most important thing in the waters: education. Brave face, no heart, everyone chanted. But Mother, said a merboy from the crowd, we haven't prepared for the test. When the humans invade, you also have no time to prepare. You simply must act. If we test only when we practice, then we will not be prepared when it really matters. Yes, Mother, everyone chanted. You will be called in alphabetical order. If you fail the test, you must continue with training over winter break. If you fail the test after winter break, you must repeat the year. Zola tried not to let her stress show. Amania will be first. Hurry up, Amania, she thought. But Amania was miles away. On the way back from carrying the hermit crab safely home, she saw some beluga whales, and they begged her to play tag with them. Of course, she had to oblige. After all that playing, she saw a school of fish swim by, so she caught one and decided to sit down and have a snack. She was definitely ready after a snack, so she headed back. But then she saw a sea turtle with plastic caught around its neck. She had to help, and obviously she had to stay with it until it felt safe. By the time she felt comfortable leaving the turtle, training was almost over. But she went anyways because her parents weren't expecting her home yet, and she didn't want to hear them drone on and on about how important training to fight humans who never come this far into the ocean was. So training it was. She'd still be scolded for being late, but maybe the news wouldn't get to her parents. As she came upon the training ground, she noticed no one was there. The class must be in the arena. Oh good, maybe I can avoid a scolding, she thought as she snuck up behind the class and sat down next to Zola. What's going on? She asked. Thank God you're here. We have a test today. You were first. I panicked and took yours as you, and now you have to take mine as me. Zola, said the announcer. You have to pass, or I have to go to winter school. No pressure. Brave face, no heart, Zola rambled as she shoved her towards the gate. Zola, said the administrator to Amania, are you ready for your exam? Yes, Amania said, with all of the false confidence she could muster. She stepped into the large opened arena. Colorful cement walls stood 100 feet above the sand. All of her classmates, who knew she was not Zola, were in the stands, above the walls. Amania was immediately hit in the back of the head. Without knowing what it was, she whipped around and slapped it with her tail. A shark was slammed into the cement wall behind it. What does a shark have to do with fighting a human? She thought. She watched the shark get back up and come at her, mouth open, full speed. She raised her spear, forged by the angel with thousands of eyes, ready to hurl it at the shark, when suddenly she felt something wrap around her tail. It was an octopus. What? Octopi aren't violent? It dragged her all the way to the ocean floor, through the sand and over the rocks. He was not letting go. She stabbed it with her spear again and again, but every time she hurt one tentacle, another would replace it. She finally rolled her tail into a cylinder and slipped out. She had one spear and 2 animals to kill. She could get them together, kill them with one blow. She darted up, then down, then up, then down, then up, then down, then up, then down in the middle of the arena. When the shark and octopus began to chase her, she zoomed around them in circles, circling them until the octopus was wrapped around the shark. Then she struck them. The spear went through the head of the octopus and into the heart of the shark, and they fell to the ocean floor. Amania heard the class erupt with cheers for her as she took a sigh of relief. Suddenly, she heard a tiny sound behind her. She turned to find that it was a baby octopus, no bigger than her pinky. One she was expected to kill. Brave face, no heart, she thought. She had to do it for Zola. This was her test. She studied it. With its tiny spotted tentacles and big golden eyes, she froze. Suddenly, her heart was beating out of her chest, her stomach aching, her head hurting. She wanted to vomit. At the thought of killing a baby of any species, she noticed she was a little dizzy, and then she saw nothing. Her eyes fluttered open. Amania, Amania, she heard Zola say. Huh? She looked around. White walls, nothing on them, no windows. Just a sand bed and Zola. Am I in a hospital? Yeah, you fainted. I what? Oh no, the baby octopus. He's okay, Zola assured her. I'm going to winter school because he's okay, she mumbled under her breath. Amania! In came her mother and father. Are you okay, love? Her dad said. I think so, replied Amania. Interestingly enough, when the instructor called to tell us where you were, her mother remarked, arms folded, brow lifted, she said that Zola was the one hurt. Know anything about that, ladies? Zola shrugged her shoulders. I don't know. Ow, my head, whined Amania. A few days later, Amania actually showed up for training. Zola walked up to her in the hallway on the way to human anatomy studies. Are you feeling better? Asked Zola. Yes. Oh, good. Amania felt a blow to the back of her head. What was that for? If you couldn't show up for the test, the least you could do was pass mine. I mean, honestly. You couldn't even kill a baby octopus. Brave face, no heart. Remember, your heart was just right there where everyone could see it. You just dragged it into training with you. What about that situation made you want to faint anyway? Baby part. The baby part is why I have to go to winter school. Wait. Oh, you did say something like, yeah, if you fail, I have to go to winter school. Oh my God, Zola, I am so seething, Zola shouted as she stormed off and left Amania alone with her thoughts.